You can understand blades through using softness and feathers. I wish for people to choose blades of feathers over guns. I do wish that. And I believe in the power of prayer. And I have witnessed miracles, and I have lived a life of witnessing miracles. And some people have a hard time with wanting to talk about that shit because I don't know why. People have, it's hard to talk about God with people, but it's like all I really want to talk about. So I'm not trying to be kind of some weird fanatical God person, but I really love the Lord and He loves me. Saved by grace, Jesus shared and shares. Saved by grace, His grace. I've been saved by grace. And I believe we all have. I don't really think it's a person, I really believe that. And I like the part in me that is healing. I can see like the religious trauma and healing, being born into these boxes of people telling you who to think. Like the worst gaslighting is the gaslighting of God. That's why it's as someone who follows the holy word, and through Jesus, you learn the people who respect what that means to love each other, to lay down our weapons and to love our neighbors and to bring peace or solution. That's the Holy Spirit conversation. Working together in teams. I like building teams with the whole like conscious. Like I was like building teams that were consciously have the Holy Spirit centered inside. And I believe Jesus is here already, and I don't believe people are honoring that search. Whatever name, and I encourage that. I encourage doing more due diligence. There's a lot of false prophets, but there's also the Jesus who comes back. So, but you gotta, I'd say this to anyone. It's like any teacher that you're going to take, takes, everyone has their own aha moments. And you got to look at the teacher, not the students that the teacher attracts. That's totally different than the teacher. Like it is. You can't judge Jesus by the people he surrounds himself with or doesn't. It doesn't. It's like, so the mandala is his homeopathic space, Buddha, the medicine Buddha, the great homeopathist. I love learning vibrational medicine. And I like having this quality in me when I'm around what I feel like is like reincarnated homeopaths. Like I become awake in that field. I really like studying the science of the 7 rays of God. I like learning from homeopaths. I like learning vibrational medicine. I like finding the teachers out there who like to talk about that stuff. And it so happens that it continues to be Buddha Maitreya Gawa Jampa is just as far as being a scientist inside of Buddhism and making sure you're receiving the information from the highest Buddhaic field available. It's important to include his teachings into this. It's like, and stop. It's like if you have a reaction, that's fine, but don't just because you're having an internal reaction, you can't assume it's because of the other person. You have to it's like, why am I reacting? Why am I so angry about this? Have I been told my whole life that this is true, but now I'm learning it's not? And I've been told to block a view that whether that's Jesus is coming or Buddha reincarnates. It's like uh, healing from psychic warfare, America. That's what we're up. That's what we're doing. I feel like I'm a Gen Xer who's like healing from this. Like, what was I told in the 70s and 80s that had nothing to do with truth or reality? And it's like, and who are these people all around me? And what it's not, it's like, well, what's just the facts here? Like, how many of my friend group were Zionists and, not like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, how many of you friend group were actually aligned with the pedophiles? And it's not, I'm down with being kind, but I do think there's a lot of people hiding what they what their family lineage has done to harm. So I'm trying to honor. Look, I'm definitely like, who was my grandpa? Like when I saw, like, I never met my grandpa. He killed himself, and someone's like, well, maybe he got killed right before I was born. But I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. Like that's the thing. I didn't know anything about this dude, but I didn't get good vibes from him. Um, so who knows? It's like I don't know what my family has been responsible for. It's like, so even being gaslit in that sense. But I know my heart and I know the Lord, so that's what I'm here to talk about. So, and I know I've been saved by grace, and I think we all have. Um, Now it takes, we do now have a responsibility to repair the sacred planet together. So that is the conversation I'm interested in. I'm not really into, even though I love talking. Like I could, I, I want to do God's work. I don't need to, sit around and convince people of who's Jesus, and but you should do your homework, and you should be not so controlling, not not so sure. It's like everyone thinks they're so sure of everything, but you haven't. It takes a long time to do homework because the truth has been hidden from us. So there's no shame that we weren't told all the information. You should keep doing your homework. It's available, you know, just because you don't like it. I remember, here's an easy way to look at it. For people, I believe for people who know they need to lean into the Trinity and how do I align with God? What is this redemption process cycle? Um, but listening, I tell anyone, if you're dealing with mental health stuff, listen to Buddha Maitreya the Christ's puja. It's the only, that's what keeps me clear, and going able and capable. And I think a lot of people are pretending that they don't have mental health stuff, and then they can barely take good advice from good masters of wisdom who have medicine to offer in the form of sound, or uh, service, meditation. And there's a lot of, anyway, talk story. Living on Maui for 7 years, I'll say this over and over again, but it was like so healing for me to be in a culture where the quality, the talk story is appreciated for learning and passing on information. That I didn't need to like make my sentences short and sweet. That I can have time to relax into a story. Aloha has more of a. I have time to tell my story. I have time to receive the story. Um, we have time to work out how to support a community member. We have to stay relaxed, listen, listen to the birds. What are the winds doing? Let's tell the story. So that's how I use Substack, and I allow people this space to peer inside. I'm not. I'm pretty. I'm the kind of girl who walks the streets and shares my shares my journal. I, I'm not. I don't really have much to hide. I'm not particularly impressed about people's lack of asking good questions. I'm like, it's so much more interesting to learn deeper things about each other. Dreams, like what are how how can I support you actualizing that good idea? Like if we're gonna gossip, I'd rather gossip about that stuff. Part of gossip I've been reflecting on as a Buddhist is I think if we look at it as extraneous information, because I think it's caring to talk about each other if it's for a purpose of forwarding something and everyone kind of knows, like, oh yeah, like how do we professionally communicate about ourselves together so we can all, because that's the teamwork I'm interested in, or in wanting to witness nursing teams under the great physician. Or at least that's where I'm interested in working. And I do believe that talk story is the medicine between there's a lot of good one-on-one that can happen talk story. So that, and then for me, for actualization or stabilizing, adding that the third physical, I believe is useful for stability. So it's not a he said she said thing. There's always the witness, which I know we're really good at, and we have an opportunity to be really good at, is always including the witness. And that should be umbrellaed before we talk story, to hold sanctuary in our communication. Hey, Justy, we can talk about being mysterious, but having the courage or the balls to ask each other the good questions. That's dedicated to you. Boo doo 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 doo. All right, maybe I'll get out the guitar. Justy, I'm coming. I'm coming to do a fundraiser for mental health. Is mental wellness. Music is mental health. Are you ready to sponsor? Ugh. Or not sponsor, but do whatever's fun. Because it's going to be a wild, wild ride. And we got to sing medicine. Anyone listening? This is Justin. He has the nerve to ask me, or tell me, not ask me, that always mysterious, but doesn't stay in touch. I'll share anything. Ask me. Ask me what you need to know. Wow. This is Justy. This is my first guitar that I bought myself. Finally. It's a little Indiana Colt. She's my first friend, my little Indiana Colt. And I gotta change her strings, but I don't know how to. And I need a change strings friend. Isn't she so cute? We gotta sing the good song. We gotta sing 'em all night long. We gotta sing the good love. We sing the good news. All right. So good to see you. Yes, to getting back in touch. We got good shit to do. 'Cause it's worth striving. 'Cause our dreams can come true. And it's our time, angels. Do, do, do. It's our time, angels. I want to start a production company, and I'm serious. And I kind of want your advice on that. Because I know some good people who need to sing. Oh, we gotta love each other. Oh, we ain't gotta worry. Oh, we gotta work together. Justy, darn tootin' love you, dude. Justin. For those tuning in, Justin and I met. I was 18, he was 19, at the University of Rochester, New York. And he's a freaking awesome dad. Awesome man. I think still does advocacy work, lawyer work for the environment, is a good dude. I know good people. Let's connect the good people for America. Let's go. Let's go. I ain't here to be a Democrat. I can't be no Republican either, but you can count on me to sing for America. Oh, you can count on me to be here for democracy. Don't we gotta love each other? Oh, don't we need to work together? Don't we need to become the medicine? He's gonna weave us whole again. We gotta love each other. Oh, we gotta work together. God bless you. Love you. Always. Keep praying. It works. Keep seeking. He's here. Keep praying. It works. Keep seeking. He's here.